Life has a strange way of testing the strength we don't even know we have. Sometimes these tests come in the form of heartbreak, failure, loneliness, loss, or disappointment so heavy that they break us from the inside. But every struggle carries a message, one that says, you are becoming stronger than you were yesterday. This is the story of a boy named Arav, whose journey shows how today's pain becomes tomorrow's power. Chapter 1. The Weight of an Ordinary Life. Arav grew up in a small town, far from the noise, lights, and opportunities of big cities. His father worked in a workshop, and his mother stitched clothes for neighbors. They had enough to survive, but not enough for dreams. Arav always thought his life was ordinary. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary, just a normal boy with normal days. But deep inside him lived a desire to prove that his life could mean something. He didn't know how, he didn't know when. He only knew why, because something inside him refused to settle. Yet every time he tried to do something, life pushed him back. He failed his college entrance exam. He lost a competition he had trained months for. And once in front of the entire class, a teacher told him, "Not everyone is meant to succeed. Some people are made to accept life as it is." Those words stayed with him. They didn't motivate him. They crushed him. But sometimes, the words that break us become the fuel that rebuilds us. Chapter 2. A Heart Full of Doubts. As Arav grew older, his confidence shrank. Every decision felt heavy. Every step felt wrong. Every dream felt too big. He started comparing himself to others. Friends getting good jobs, some studying abroad, some starting businesses, some living the life he thought he deserved. He felt behind. He felt lost. He felt stuck. One evening, after a particularly hard day, Arav sat alone on the terrace. He looked up at the sky, silent, endless, and uncaring. He whispered, almost in tears, "Why is life so difficult for me?" At that moment, he didn't expect an answer. But life always answers, just not in the way we expect. Chapter 3. The Man on the Bridge. A week later, Arav was walking near the old bridge outside town. The river beneath flowed slowly, reflecting the dull gray of his mood. An elderly man stood there, feeding stray birds. Something about him felt peaceful. Arav stopped beside him. The old man smiled. "You look like someone carrying the weight of the world." Arav didn't deny it. "Maybe I am," he said quietly. "Nothing in my life is working." The old man didn't offer sympathy. He offered truth. He said, "Do you know how a blacksmith makes a sword strong?" Arav shook his head. "By heating it in fire, then hammering it, then heating it again, then hammering it again." Arav stayed silent. The man continued, "Every strike makes the metal stronger. Every struggle in your life is doing the same to you." Arav looked at him, a little surprised. "Are you saying my problems are good for me?" The old man chuckled softly. "No. Problems are painful, but they prepare you for the person you are meant to become." He pointed at the river. "Water takes the shape of whatever holds it, but a strong mind shapes the world around it. Struggle shapes that mind." Then he walked away as silently as he had appeared. Arav felt something shift inside him. Not confidence, not clarity, but a tiny spark. Sometimes that spark is all you need. Chapter 4. The First Step Forward. Arav returned home with a different kind of determination. He didn't want instant success. He didn't want shortcuts. He just wanted to move, one small step at a time. He started learning digital skills online. He worked part-time jobs. He practiced self-discipline. He read books. He watched motivational stories. He woke up early. He slept with purpose. He built new habits, not because he was successful, but because he wanted to become someone worthy of success. Every day felt like a step forward. Some days felt like 2 steps backward. But he kept going. He had learned design, marketing, and communication. He prepared day and night. He believed he could do it, but he didn't get selected. He was rejected again, and again, and again, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. His inbox became a museum of rejection letters. People started telling him, "Try something else. Maybe this isn't for you. Why don't you settle for what you have?" Arav almost listened, almost quit, almost gave up. But then he remembered the old man's voice. Every strike makes the metal stronger. If rejection was the hammer, then he chose to be the sword. He applied again and again, until one day, he finally got selected, not as an employee, but as a freelancer for a major brand. It wasn't the job he expected, but it was an opportunity. Sometimes life denies your plans because it has a better path. Chapter 6. The Transformation. With every project, Arav learned more. With every struggle, he grew tougher. With every obstacle, he grew wiser. He saved money. He built a portfolio. He built confidence he never had before. Eventually, he launched his own small digital agency. Clients came slowly at first, then more, then bigger ones. There were still bad days. Days when payments were delayed. Days when clients were rude. Days when nothing worked. days when exhaustion felt unbearable, but he remembered, your struggles today are building your strength for tomorrow, and tomorrow kept improving. Chapter 7. The Unexpected Return. Years later, when Arav had grown successful and respected, an email arrived. It was from his old school. They invited him as a guest speaker for a motivational seminar. When he reached the auditorium, he saw the same teacher who once said he wasn't meant to succeed. The teacher recognized him. His eyes widened. You've achieved so much. Arav smiled gently. Yes, sir. Life taught me what I didn't learn in school. That struggle is a better teacher than comfort. The auditorium filled with applause, not because he was successful, but because he had transformed himself through persistence. Chapter 8. The Return to the Bridge. After the seminar, Arav drove to the old bridge. The spot looked the same, the river looked the same, but he wasn't the same. He saw the old man again, slightly older, slightly slower. Arav walked up to him. You were right, he said. My struggles did make me stronger. The old man looked into his eyes and said, no, you made yourself stronger. Struggles only gave you the opportunity. Arav bowed his head respectfully. The old man said something Arav would never forget. Life's struggles never leave you empty. They leave you with strength, courage, and wisdom, the tools you'll need for every tomorrow. Pain isn't the enemy. Struggle isn't punishment. Challenges aren't curses. They are preparation. Preparation for a life bigger than the one you imagined. Chapter 9. The New Beginning. With time, Arav expanded his agency, hired employees, trained young talent, and built a life he once thought impossible. But whenever someone asked him the secret behind his growth, he always said, I became strong because life tried to break me. He didn't hide his failures. He didn't hide his rejections. He didn't hide his pain. He shared them because he knew others were fighting battles too. And if his story gave someone hope, that was his biggest success. Chapter 10. The Message for You. Arav's story isn't just a story. It's a mirror. Maybe you are in a chapter of your life where nothing makes sense. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel lost. But remember, your story isn't over. Your chapter isn't finished. Your struggle is shaping you. Every difficulty is strengthening a part of you that you will need tomorrow. Every rejection is teaching you resilience. Every heartbreak is teaching you emotional strength. Every failure is sharpening your mind. Every setback is building your comeback. Every pain is preparing you for a future where you will look back and say, if I had not gone through that, I would not be who I am today. So don't quit. Don't lose hope. Don't give up on yourself, because one day, the strength you are building in the dark will shine like sunlight, and you will realize